The story starts in the enchanting world of Murim. We are immediately shown a place called the Heavenly Demon Divine Cult, where we meet the Heavenly Demon, an old man who appears to be frozen in place. We are shown a man kneeling before the Heavenly Demon. This man is passionately questioning why the Heavenly Demon is not doing anything. This man is introduced as a sworn brother, the First Elder. We find out that the Heavenly Demon got separated from his main body while practicing divine arts and is now a spirit who can't be seen or heard. Just as the Heavenly Demon is complaining about his condition, we see a black portal opening that sucks him in. Then the scene shifts, and we are told that in the year 20XX month end 2 years ago, portals opened all over the world through which monsters attacked humans who awakened abilities just as they were about to be wiped out. Only the S-ranking hunters with these abilities were victorious. There is only 1% of people who are powerless, and just then the scene shifts back to a young man who we are then told is Park Hyun-soo, a powerless supporter, our main character. Hyun-soo plans to take his own life after receiving a message that his brother Hyun-tae is being forcefully discharged. Just as he is about to do it, a black portal opens and the Heavenly Demon lands on Hyun-soo. Hyun-soo panics and assumes that he is some thief or a reaper while the Heavenly Demon finds that he can only touch Hyun-soo. He goes out to explore the modern world. Meanwhile, Hyun-soo receives a job to help close a portal. Just then, the Heavenly Demon comes back and says that he keeps getting dragged back to Hyun-soo. Hyun-soo sets out to leave for his mission, but the Heavenly Demon grabs him and uses his divine art, Heavenly Demon Flight. Hyun-soo lands in the bus after flying across the city with the Heavenly Demon. He thinks about how his mission, a B-rank portal, is dangerous, but the money will pay for his brother's bills. Hyun-soo arrives at Mount Ilja, where a portal has opened. The hunter in charge, Kim Hak-sung, gives instructions along with Yarin. We are also introduced to Choi Jung-sung, a hunter who bullies for fun. They enter the portal, and the other hunters and supporters find that the concept of this portal is water despite being surrounded by dry land. Just then, they are attacked by mermen. Hyun-soo gets hit, and just as he is about to be killed, the Heavenly Demon finishes off the merman with his finger-snap divine art, which is effective in this world. The Heavenly Demon fights off the merman impressively. He uses Chaos Demon Flash, and this large-scale technique attracts everyone's attention. Just then, the most powerful merman comes out, and as soon as they start to fight, the Heavenly Demon realizes that his punches aren't effective because the original chi has gone out and he cannot touch it anymore. This causes Hyun-soo to become the merman's target, and he is punched very hard. The Heavenly Demon saves his life but points out the merman's weak spots to Hyun-soo and pushes him to fight it off. Hyun-soo hesitates but manages to defeat the merman. The Heavenly Demon encourages him to kill it, and we are shown a flashback that tells us that Hyun-soo's parents died because of the sudden appearance of monsters. This motivates him to kill it, and he awakens a unique ability called listening to instructions. Hyun-soo complains about having a useless ability. Then we see the other B-ranking hunters call for a retreat. Hyun-soo realizes that without the Heavenly Demon, he would have died. After coming back from the portal, the hunters observe a minute of silence, and that there is a new awakening pointing towards Hyun-soo. After this, Choi Jung-sung approaches Hyun-soo and asks him about his ability, to which Hyun-soo hesitates as he does not want to be bullied. Jung-sung gets provoked and attacks Hyun-soo, and just then his ability activates and his body listens to all instructions given by the Heavenly Demon. This helps him avoid punches, and the Heavenly Demon's technique enters Hyun-soo's body and he defeats Jung-sung, surprising everyone. Then, Hyun-soo begs the Heavenly Demon to become his martial arts teacher. Hyun-soo convinces the Heavenly Demon to train him by reminding him how he cannot go back if Hyun-soo dies. Hyun-soo tells him how he would be allowed everywhere as an A-rank and untouchable as an S-ranker. Back at Hyun-soo's place, they enter into the black hole that the Heavenly Demon came from and find themselves in a spacious room. Here, the Heavenly Demon opens Hyun-soo's meridian pathways and 8 cultivations flows that will help him learn martial arts. It is a difficult process, and the Heavenly Demon comments that Hyun-soo's body is perfect for martial arts. They come back and Hyun-soo feels very energetic. Right then, the Heavenly Demon mentions how he gave Hyun-soo a little of his seed of the Heavenly Demon divine art. The next day, they visit the rank evaluation department, and as Hyun-soo enters, he sees someone land a very hard punch to an equipment. The girl, Han-wol, who hit the equipment, is announced as a B-rank hunter just as Hyun-soo enters. He is greeted warmly by the head, Noksu, and his worker comes to congratulate him. He finds out that everyone knows he defeated Jung-sung the day before, and that is why he is being treated like a celebrity. Hyun-soo gets ready to take the test and is told to feel the internal energy that's in his Daitan. His ability is activated, and by listening well, he can increase his power by 15%. An incredible energy flows through him, and his punch gets 10 to 20 points, easily making him a rank A. They do other tests, and he gets the same result. He is told to come back for his last test, a virtual battle later. When he goes to take his last test, he sees an injured Han-wol coming out. Next, he is told by Noksu that the virtual battle room will give him real-life experience in fighting monsters, and if he is injured, his movements will be restricted. He has to clear 10 levels, and since he is an A rank, he will start from level 4. The simulation starts, and they find themselves in a jungle where the heavenly demon cuts down a monster immediately, and just then, Hyun-soo is attacked by a pack of wolf-like monsters. Heavenly Demon starts giving instructions for Hyun-soo to roll away from the wolves, and suddenly he is attacked by an ogre who crushed the wolves. Hyun-soo struggles and gets captured by the ogre. The Heavenly Demon tells him to spread his internal energy all over his body, and Hyun-soo feels a power surge. He breaks free and eventually defeats the ogre, completing level 4. In the real world, we see Lee Mina, an A-rank hunter for the association, and Noksu discuss how impressive Hyun-soo is. Hyun-soo starts level 5 in a snowed-in environment and gets attacked by a vampire. In the virtual battle, Hyun-soo fights off the vampire easily and clears level 5. He is told that he is the only A rank to make it here. After this, Mina approaches him with a contract to work for the association. His ability gets activated as the Heavenly Demon advises him on what to negotiate. Just as he is stating his conditions, Ha-yurak, the guild leader of the Red Lions, barges into the room. We find out that she is an S-rank hunter, and she offers Hyun-soo to be part of her guild. We found out that the Red Lions are the most powerful guild in Korea and are on par with the association. As Ha-yurak and Lee Mina argue, he announces that he has made his decision. Then the scene shifts to a portal in Mount Ilya where a team is fighting off monsters and has to retreat. Just as they reach safety, their team leader is killed by a monster. We see that Hyun-soo tells them that he will wait for more opportunities. The Heavenly Demon starts to teach Hyun-soo the Heavenly Demon dominating stride. That is a transcendental skill. Hyun-soo is told that he needs to learn this before he learns any martial arts, and he teaches Hyun-soo the 5 strides of this skill. He teaches him Heavenly Demon Emergence and then Heavenly Demon Flight, and we see that Hyun-soo is struggling to understand these. He is told that if he masters these 2 strides, then he will be able to use the first 6 techniques of Heavenly Demons, Heaven Obliterating Demonic Fists, another transcend skill. Hyun-soo's understanding decreases as he is taught Heavenly Demon Soul Breakout and Heavenly Demon Soul Shed, the 3rd and 4th strides that will make him able to use the 5th technique of the second half of the Obliterating Fists. He is then told that there are a total of 12 techniques, and to use the last one, he has to master Heavenly Demon Ruler's Descend. The 5th stride, and Hyun-soo passes out. Then the scene shifts to an association meeting where they argue over the death of the team leader, and the chapter ends with Mina saying she has a solution. Next, we see Hyun-soo wake up and the Heavenly Demon tells him to build up his internal energy and to master Heavenly Demon Emergence and Flight. Then we see Mina looking back on the meeting and how his idea to work with guilds like the Red Lion was met with severe opposition. Back to Hyun-soo, we see that he receives money and is happy to pay his brother's bills and goes to buy ramen. There he meets Yoon, and we find out that Yoon lost her parents just like he did. While eating, the two of them discover that the Heavenly Demon can eat if fed by Hyun-soo. The chapter ends with Yoon witnessing mermen and a cloaked figure invading the real world and declaring it theirs, while they attack people. We see the Heavenly Demon and Hyun-soo training, and he readily masters the emergent stride. The scene shifts to the association, where Mina decides to assist the Isaac Guild, led by the Panther Choi Hyunwoo, who is fighting the monsters. Then, Hyun-soo finds out about the attack and leaves to save Yoon. This time, he successfully uses Heavenly Demon Flight. impressing his teacher. Then, we see the Black Panther and his team fighting off the monsters, but despite their talents, they get overwhelmed and start to retreat as one of them is killed off. We see the cloaked figure say that the hunters are the best food for the beasts, and just as the panther and his teammate are about to get eaten, Hyunsu drops from the sky and hits the snake with a strong left crouching tiger. Everyone is shocked as Hyunsu's hit works on the snake. However, it does not defeat it, and Hyunsu engages in a fierce battle with it. Hyunsu's comprehension rate for emergence increases, and he is told by the heavenly demon to circulate his internal energy throughout his body. The scene shifts to Manhwa, who sees Hyunsu's fight with the snake being broadcasted, and she runs to help on foot. Hyunsu's comprehension rate for flight also increases as he lands hits on the snake. He listens to the heavenly demon and readies himself to attack the snake's weakest spot, under its chin. Just then, we see the cloaked figure chant a spell that strengthens the snake. This blocks Hyunsu's attack and throws him into a building. The heavenly demon realizes the cloaked figure is a sorceress, and just as the snake is about to eat Hyunsu, we see the Yurak leader of the Red Lions enter the fight. Seeing this, the heavenly demon takes a passed-out Hyunsu and retreats. Then the scene shifts to Yoon being saved by Panther and his guild. The chapter ends with Hyunsu waking up and noticing Yurak fighting off the monster and refuses to back down, vowing to end the snake by himself. Next, we see Hyunsu fall, and he is told to circulate energy to heal himself. He does not want to give up on the fight and is determined to end the snake by himself, as he mentions how he lost his family because of them. The heavenly demon offers him a way, but warns him of the consequences. The scene shifts to Yurak and the snake, and we see Yurak's incredible fire powers. We see the heavenly demon grant Hyunsu the temporary powers, and the scene shifts back to Yurak fighting the snake and finding the sorceress. The scene shifts back to Hyunsu, and we are told that he has temporarily awakened the heavenly demon's body skill. Back to the fight, we see Yurak getting rid of the sorceress and fighting off the snake. We find out that she is one of the 9 S ranks in the world. Just as she is about to land another hit, Hyunsu stops her. After that, we see Mina stopping to buy a kettlebell that she uses to fly off. We are taken back to the fight where Hyunsu stops Yurak. While Yurak is surprised by his intense power, he suddenly dives into battle. Hyunsu uses heaven-obliterating demonic fists and its techniques, absolutely dominating the fight. We see the heavenly demon wonder how the muscle memory of the heavenly demon, which is generationally passed down, goes into Hyunsu. Meanwhile, Hyunsu uses flight and a third technique of the obliterating fists, and this attack finally ends the snake. This shocks Yurak and Manhwa, and just then, Hyunsu coughs out blood and passes out as they rush to save him. The scene shifts, and we see Yoon reunited with her siblings and the rest of the hunters taking care of the other monsters. The chapter ends with Hyunsu waking up in the hospital. Then, we see the city recovering from the attack and the hunters taking care of the leftover mermen. However, we see water bubbling in a bathtub in some apartments. At the hospital, we see Hyunsu being fed by Yurak and Mina, and they present him with a monster heart. It is an elixir that contains 500 years of energy, and they argue over who gets to feed him this. They both take turns to make their pitch over recruiting him. When it's Yurak's turn, she knows that the association offered him immunity to kill people, and she tells him that what he needs most is a fence that will protect him until he becomes an S rank, pointing to herself. Manhwa goes to check in on him, and he says sorry. She goes to leave, but he asks her for a favor. The chapter ends with Yoon's siblings being attacked by a merman that came from their bathtub, and as her sister is about to get eaten, Yoon rushes in with a knife. The chapter starts with Yoon getting pushed away. Just then, Manhwa comes and ends the merman. Then we see Hyunsu and the heavenly demon talking about the elixir. Hyunsu is told that if he follows the instructions of the heavenly demon, he can get about 140 years of internal energy from this. Hyunsu vows that he will use this power to make sure that no one else will suffer like he did. The heavenly demon wonders if these portals are the great enemy his ancestors told him about. He tells Hyunsu that he used 3 techniques that the heavenly demon never taught Hyunsu when he defeated the snake, seed, root, and leaf impacts. He tells Hyunsu that heavenly demons pass on the memory of their martial arts down through their bodies to the next generation, and this was decided by the first heavenly demon to fight the great enemy, and Hyunsu eats the elixir. The scene shifts to Mina, arriving at Hyunsu's place to tell him about Yoon, where she finds the black hole in his room. Heavenly Demon gives instructions to Hyunsu on how to absorb the elixir. He guides Hyunsu to feel the energy from his Daitan to his Weilu acupoint, and then to his Baihui acupoint back in his room. Mina mistakes the black hole for mold and leaves to take care of work. We are taken back to Hyunsu, whose ability is activated, and we are told that this elixir has a lot of yang energy that will help Hyunsu learn Heavenly Demon divine arts. He receives constant instructions from the Heavenly Demon, and it goes beyond the agreed 70%. As it reaches 90%, Hyunsu's body is unable to go on, so the Heavenly Demon steps in and helps him absorb the rest. Hyunsu gets a yang physique, a power-up to his ability, and a new effect, that he can learn the techniques of a specific person once a day. At the Red Lion's headquarters, we see Yurak finding out that people who ran into the mermen are in a coma, including Yoon's siblings. We are introduced to Haxin and Jill. Haxin wants to kill Hyunsu so that Yurak can't have him. Next, we see Hyunsu at the beach playing volleyball with Mina, Yurak, and Iarin when he is attacked by the snake and wakes up. The Heavenly Demon tells him that he slept for 2.5 days, and when Hyunsu tells this to Mina and Yurak, they are both extremely shocked. Hyunsu looks over his updated abilities and is excited about his new skill. We find out that Heavenly Demon's name is Chongyong, who thinks this new ability is cheating. Next, Hyunsu visits Yoon and shows her his brother to comfort her. The Heavenly Demon tells Hyunsu that he feels a curse seal put on his brother's heart. The scene shifts, and we see an auction selling prized weapons, and a man called Choi Jae-hyuk, Aegis's guild leader, loses the bid to Jin Si-hyuk. After it is over, Jae-hyuk attacks Si-hyuk in the parking lot. The chapter starts with Yurak scolding Jae-hyuk because of his actions. He walks away thinking about meeting the recruit, Hyunsu. Hyunsu tells Yoon about him being a hunter and that he and the Heavenly Demon try to purge his brother from the seal. Hyunsu learns about a new transcend skill, severing heavenly language, and he uses it to try to break his brother's seal. This is possible due to his new skill. The technique fails. Next, we see new characters arguing, and an S rank named Takeshi steps in. We find out that these characters are in search of fragments, and if they do not take care of all the fragments in a year, then the world will face disaster. They talk about looking for a fragment in Korea, deciding to trust the Red Lions, and talking about Hyunsu's appearance. Back at the hospital, Hyunsu learns that these comatose patients have cold energy in them due to interacting with the mermen who have excessive yin energy. He is told to use Yang's energy to burn this away, and he manages to wake up Yoon's siblings using this. Following that, we see Hyunsu burn the yin energy from their body and absorb it on his own. The Heavenly Demon warns him not to do this as he has an extremely yang body, but suddenly his body type changes and becomes a harmonious yin-yang body, and the Heavenly Demon sees 3 flowers bloom on Hyunsu's head, meaning he has reached one of the highest levels of martial arts. One by one, Hyunsu helps all the patients. He gets a call from Yurak and is told that the association has paid to ask the Red Lions for his help. She tells him the money is his and compliments him. In some places far away, we see the foreign hunter who wanted to kill Hyunsu receive Hyunsu's location. He flies off to kill him. The last thing we see is Hyunsu running out after receiving a call from Yurak about this strange energy coming towards them. He comes face to face with the foreign hunter, Haxin, who prepares to attack him. We see that the association is aware of this new development, and they know that supersonic speed is used only by the S-rank Haxin. Yurak knows who Haxin is and sets out to help Hyunsu. The branch manager of the association stops Mina from leaving, and we find out that they have deployed the Azure Dragon team, which has a divine item called Mirror World ready. We are brought back to Hyunsu, where we hear the Heavenly Demon comment that Hyunsu's growth is incredible, but Haxin is probably stronger than Yurak. Haxin is surprised that Hyunsu was able to defend himself, and Hyunsu uses the yin-yang flower arts to fend off another attack. However, that was a feint, and Hakusen attacked him from behind. His body turns to metal and sends Hyun-soo flying off with a supersonic punch. Hyun-soo makes a comeback, just as he is about to get punched again and uses flight, managing to land a hit. Hyun-soo is punched again, and just as Hakusen is about to land the killing blow, Hyun-soo gathers a lot of energy and uses seed impact against Hakusen. The fight continues as Hakusen attacks Hyun-soo again, but he manages to dodge his attacks. He uses leaf impact on Hakusen and manages to land a critical hit as Hakusen has to stop to heal it. Realizing that civilians might get hurt, Hyun-soo flies off to an empty school away from people. Hakusen arrives almost immediately. Hyun-soo gets brutally punched through many floors. Hakusen gathers a massive amount of energy and blasts it where Hyun-soo landed, causing a huge explosion. Hakusen comments that Hyun-soo is already an S rank and that he was evaluated wrong. Just as he turns back, Hyun-soo rises from the rubble, surprising Hakusen, whose energy is dimming. Hyun-soo appears to be in a power-induced trance as he lands a very powerful punch. He uses seed impact and sends Hakusen flying into the rubble. We see a flashback of Hyun-soo training from 5 days ago, and we see him get defeated by the Heavenly Demon. He advises Hyun-soo to think of his internal energy as a well that never runs out, and that he needs to be stronger to access that well multiple times. He says the only way to get strong is by defeating strong opponents. Back to the fight, we see Hakusen emerge from the rubble with one side fully covered in metal. He flies towards Hyun-soo and punches him hard enough to send him flying off. He immediately goes to land another hit, and the Heavenly Demon tells Hyun-soo to use Soul Shed. This technique gets activated, and we see him manage to do it successfully, and then he hits Hakusen with the tree impact. Hakusen is unaffected and slashes at Hyun-soo. Next, we are shown a flashback fight between a Heavenly Demon and a monster. The monster offers him a chance to join him, but the Heavenly Demon refuses and uses Heavenly Spiritual Body to fight the monster. Back in the present, we see the Azure Dragon team arrive at what used to be the school and are shocked to find Hyun-soo alive and locked in a hand-to-hand with Hakusen. Hyun-soo asks Hakusen why he is attacking him but never gets an answer. Just then, Hakusen's energy recovers and he shoots an energy beam at Hyun-soo, who is then carried out by the Heavenly Demon. Hyun-soo gets hit and is lying down when everyone urges him to get up. Right at this moment, Hyun-soo sees the Heavenly Demon in the flashback and realizes he is his teacher. The Heavenly Demon notices his consciousness flowing into Hyun-soo as he gets up. Hyun-soo uses his new copy skill and uses the Heavenly Spiritual Body. The mirror world is thrown in between and it absorbs their attacks but breaks, and Yurak lands before Hyun-soo. Suddenly, a portal opens, and Takeshi and his hunter friends step out. We are shown a flashback of the Portal Strategy Committee, where it was decided that all the guilds that have S rankers will take care of the portals spread by the Ancestral Dragon. Here we see Hakusen and Yurak get into a disagreement. In the present, we are told that Takeshi and Jill Lordeman are S rankers and are part of Hakusen's guild. Hyun-soo realizes that he fought the number 2 S ranker, and then we see Takeshi apologizing to Yurak and promising compensation. This angers Hyun-soo, but Yurak stops him as the other two convince Hakusen to leave with them. Hyun-soo returns to the neighborhood, where he meets Mina, who tells him that the area has been restored and he is thanked by the civilians. The chapter ends with a mysterious enemy plotting destruction for Korea through the fragment. Next, we are shown a news channel discussing the fight between Hakusen and Hyun-soo. We see that Choi Jae-hyuk is the one who is watching the news. He appears to be very impressed with Hyun-soo and decides to kill him to get recognition from Yurak. The next day, Hyun-soo arrives at the guild headquarters and meets his heroes, Hunter Myungjin and Hunter Junsung, who are also part of the expedition. He excitedly explains their abilities to the Heavenly Demon, who gets mad at him for bowing his head and reminds him that he is the successor to the Heavenly Demon who shouldn't bow his head to anyone. Then, we see Hyun-soo approach Yurak. Yurak asks him if he will stay with the Red Lions as his contract is invalid now. She explains that at the time of their agreement, he was an A rank, but now he is an S rank. Hyun-soo tells her that he will stay as a hunter in her guild, and they prepare for the expedition to the Fragment of Paradise. We pick up right from Yurak's motivating speech to the Red Lions, and we see the Red Lions in high spirits. The scene shifts to the mysterious enemy and his informant, and we find out that they are aware of the Red Lion approaching the fragment. The villain's name is Knight, and he vows to end the Red Lions in Korea. We find out that the previous missions into paradise ended in bloodshed, and Hyun-soo prepares himself. They enter the portal, but Hyun-soo finds himself alone in a desert. The heavenly demon does not think it is an illusion and recalls his close call to death because of one. Just as they realize they aren't alone, the scene cuts to Choi Jae-hyuk, who ends up fighting with a monster. We see his actual skills, and he manages to land multiple strong hits and thinks he has won. But the monster comes back, and Hyun-soo steps in with seed impact. We see Yurak flying over a sea all alone. She wonders if there is a portal within a portal. She uses her powers to check if there is anything in the sea worth fighting. The scene shifts to the rest of the team, who are engaged in a ferocious battle with the monsters. Myungjin and Jun-sung fight heroically, but they both get fatally wounded. The hunters start to get overpowered by the monsters, and we see that Knight and his informant watch the battle unfold while drinking tea. Knight appears interested in Hyun-soo, and we find out that his informant set Hyun-soo and Jae-hyuk up to face the Sorcerer King. Then we see Jae-hyuk and Hyun-soo walking together as Jae-hyuk tries to analyze Hyun-soo and his ability as the heavenly demon warns Hyun-soo about Jae-hyuk's intentions. The chapter ends with them spotting a portal. We see that the association has arrived outside the fragment. In case the others fail, Mina worries for Hyun-soo's safety. Next, we see Hyun-soo and Jae-hyuk enter the portal they found, and they almost fall to their deaths. They both make it to the top of the castle wall and are shocked to find a town. They split up to investigate, and immediately we are shown a rundown clock tower and a skeleton king residing on a throne. Back to Knight, we see that the rest of the A-rank hunters are dead, and his informant tells him that Hyun-soo is approaching Anthropy's ancient castle, and Yurak is fighting a ferocious battle alone. Immediately, we are shown Yurak fighting against hundreds of sea monsters, and get to see her full power, but she appears worried as the monsters evolve into one giant monster. We see Jae-hyuk exploring the town, and the chapter ends with the Skeleton King landing beside Hyun-soo, asking if he is trying to open the Gate of Light. Next, we see Hyun-soo and the Heavenly Demon having a conversation with the Skeleton King inside the tower. They find out that the king is over 2,000 years old, and that this country was attacked by monsters that stepped out of the portal. He tells them that he used all of his magic to stop them, but was unable to and became like this. He asks Hyun-soo to kill him. Next, we see that Knight's informant overlaps the portals, causing Yurak to suddenly face Gulag and see her dead comrades. The chapter ends with Yurak spotting Knight and realizing he is behind this. She goes into Firebird mode and faces Gulag and the monster by herself.
Hey viewers, subscribe for more.